A next level roll cage and chassis, delivering a level of strength typically only found through significant aftermarket modification. And control, thanks to what is arguably the most technologically advanced suspension system ever developed for a stock machine.
So boom, how was that for a freaking review right there from Polaris? I'm sure, like myself, thousands of others freaking tuned into their YouTube and just witnessed, like, yet again, the bar being moved up to another level. I think the past couple of years, Polaris kind of had all of us a little confused as to what their direction or their plans were, and Can-Am was kind of, everybody was hopping on Can-Am and all Can-Am taking the crown or whatever. Officially, Polaris took it back. All new freaking redesigned everything, basically stronger frame, 5-lug, shocks mounting to the bottom control arm like they should, everything beefed up, bigger, better CVT, bigger, better, stronger belt. 2.0, 225 horsepower. The list is freaking endless. The price points are very, very affordable in terms of side-by-sides these days. I think the Turbo R hits the market, I think, at $25,000 for their base model. Their limited edition Pro R is, I think, $44,000, $45,000. You know, which, yeah, that's expensive, but really, realistically, I think we all buy a Turbo S Dynamics for, you know, $35,000 out the door, and then we drop $10,000, $15,000 in them right off the bat. So you're in it already, you know, $50,000. So $44,000, I don't think it's that bad for some limited edition. The regular Dynamics Pro R is going to be, I believe, $41,000, and then the Pro R starts at $35,000, which I think very reasonable for the kind of machine that you're getting. So yeah, without further ado, let's just jump on into this.
RZR Pro R and RZR Turbo R.
Introducing an entirely new category of side-by-side performance, built for those who live wide open. The all-new RZR Turbo R and revolutionary RZR Pro R. This pair of new industry leaders is reimagined from the ground up to put you at the top of the food chain. In the race to rule side-by-side performance, RZR now holds the top 2 spots. Confident in the jaw-dropping performance and incredible strength of this bold new breed, it's time to take your place at the front of the pack.
Millions of people saw it with you in the new RZR Pro R. Tell us about the Hoonigan video. What was that experience like for you?
Man, what a treat. I mean, to not only work with the Hoonigan crew, those guys are a class act, you know, but also to take this brand new Pro R to the streets of Long Beach, I mean, talk about a dream come true. That was some epic places, and to be one of the first to ever even see this machine, get behind the wheel and go tear up an urban environment like that, talk about a life-changing experience. That was a blast. Going into it, the Pro R was all new to me. I didn't know what it was capable of, so as we were doing stunts, it was coming to me, and I'm like, it instantly gave me that comfort as a driver of how capable it really was. Man, the suspension is really what impressed me the most. I had so much comfort in it as a driver, knowing that it was there for me, even if I was to mess up. The instant I left that ramp, I was already headed to 20 feet in the air plus. Barely caught that last bit of landing there on that jump. So luckily it all worked out. That Pro R suspension was there for me on that one, let me tell you.
Would you take a minute and we can walk around and check them out?
Yeah, let's wander over and check it out.
So Pat, this is it. This is the best of the best right here. This is the RZR Pro R 4-seater. So tell me some of the things that make this so new and so special.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is the ultimate trim. So this is the top of the line, right? We got power, strength, and control. If we look at power, there's a huge power plant in the back of this thing we can talk about, right? We got a new 4-cylinder engine pumping out 225 horsepower. You know, it's 4-valve per cylinder, dual overhead cam, so kind of classic Polaris Pro Star, technology there. But there's also some, questions we've seen popping up. People are wondering, hey, did you guys just drop a slingshot engine in this?
Sure.
The answer is no, we didn't. We designed this engine for the off-road application for a RZR. So when you look at it, we've got things like a lightweight crankshaft, so this motor can rev really quick, in this machine. We've got a unique oiling system so that we can hit high angularities. So when you're going up and down and climbing things off-road, you don't have to worry about starving that oil pump.
Sure.
I mean, it's a really sweet engine when you get to hear it sing. And the other thing that's cool is we've actually got user selectable throttle modes now. So there's a switch on the dash that if you flip it all the way down, that's gonna put you in sport mode. So it's right here in the center. That's gonna operate just like a classic RZR that you're used to for how you push that pedal and how the engine reacts. When you flip to the middle position, that's actually going to be used for slow speed rock crawling. So when you really want to be able to see that front tire rock up and over things, you can use that one. And then all the way up is when you're, just want to go Johnny on the hard gas. That's the race mode. So it's going to be the fastest reacting mode. When you start tipping into that pedal, the machine's going to throw you back in the seat and go. So it's a ton of fun. As we keep going back from the engine, connecting out to the wheels, we've got an all new set of clutches and belt on this. So we've actually gone to a longer belt with a longer center distance. So we've increased the strength of that to match the power of the engine. We've also improved the airflow through there, so it's a whole new clutch setup on this one.
And that's all about cooling. That's trying to get the most out of it, get that power down to the ground.
You got it,
sure.
Exactly. But if you need ultimate traction, flip that switch all the way up and you're gonna lock that front end. You're gonna get 1-to-1 ratio, so all 4 wheels are pulling. So think of that, when you're rock crawling or real technical, or, when you're sitting at the bottom of Olds out in Glamis and you wanna race up the hill, you want all 4 wheels pulling you off the line for that.
Roll cage and everything else, this sucker is so beefy.
Yeah, so when you look at strength, right, there's some things you can't see, so this has got a one-piece mainframe, so it's fully welded front to back, no joint in the middle like some of our older models had. And even the cage on the Pro R is a one-piece cage now. So the only places that there's bolts between the chassis and cage are the points like A, B, C, and D pillar. And we use some, beefy 2-inch tubing on this, fully gusseted up cage. It's a really nice system there. When you look at strength though, it's not just about the chassis and cage, right? We got to think about things like the suspension. So if we walk back up to the front of this, you look down at these control arms and you can see the beef just visually looking at it.
Pat,
right?
they are massive,
They're
man.
huge, yeah, absolutely. And we've got the shock, mounted down to the lower control arm, straddling that half shaft going out to the wheel. We've got 5-bolt hubs for the first time, and it's a unitized hub bearing. So, you don't have to worry about clamping tons of load through that half shaft. It's a really strengthened up system. So if you think about control, one of the cool things, especially on this Ultimate trim, when you get Dynamics active suspension, is that we used to just have kind of comfort, sport, and firm, and you set your baseline damping and adjusted from there. Well, now we've made it a little more terrain or event specific. So you've actually got comfort, track, Baja, and rock. And as you go, the cool thing about it is not only are we adjusting the shocks at all 4 corners, but we're actually adjusting the steering feel too. So the assist changes as you change those modes. So we're able to give you, nice light steering when you're in a mode like comfort and you're just cruising around all day. We can give you heavier steering and better feedback when you're in that track mode. So when you're, railing on smoother terrains. When you get into rock, we're gonna give you the most assist we can for that low speed drivability. And the Dynamics even does cool stuff like lean you into the hill now because we have both compression and rebound control for the first time independent on this.
Pat, the RZR Pro R is insane. This thing's a monster.
Perfectly prepped track, like you said. Big jumps, fast sweeping corners, and a brand new Pro R and Turbo right behind us. I'm looking forward to shredding these things and seeing what they got and maybe having some fun out there with you.
I think I'm gonna roost the out of you.
That's my favorite one right there.
And I can't believe how good it works through the rhythm section. That's insane.
So boom, there you freaking have it. Polaris again. Put the bar up here. I hopefully, fingers crossed, can get my hands on one. They're supposed to hit the market January, so early 2022. That's the Pro R, and then the Turbo R I guess sometime in the spring. I would love to obviously have the Pro R and just go all out, buy once, cry once, like I like to say. But obviously we'll have to cross that bridge when we get there. But yeah, so I guess catch you guys at Veterans. If you guys are going, I'll be out there Glamis, and looking forward to that little ceremony as well. Peace.